Reflection can really help your students reflect on what they've learned and make improvements and deepen their understanding of different concepts. Right here, this Reflect in Seesaw is an extension that your students can use. So you can have your students add this extension and then they can be able to annotate on the text like this example down here. And there's a couple other examples in this video on how you might use this feature and the tools in Seesaw to use it. One idea I wanted to share was with EduElastic. So the first thing in EduElastic is, let's say we have a formative assessment. What I want to do is when I click on the settings, I want to go to release scores. I want to click release scores and students' responses and correct answers. That way my students can reflect on their learning, they can see the correct answers, and then they can make those corrections in Seesaw. Once you have that all set up, students will go to their EduElastic and take that assessment. Right here, I've got my question all set out for my students. And then down here, there's the explanation. So this is like why they got it right or wrong. And again, they can see that question. So what I'm going to have my students do is they're going to go up to that extension. So up here, it's Seesaw Reflect. And they're going to either capture the whole area or a certain part. So I'm going to have them just get this part right here. It's going to open them up to their Seesaw account. The first time they use this, it might ask them for their information. Students can then go over here and they can use the tools in Seesaw to either correct or explain in more detail about that problem that they got right or wrong. And they can do a quick reflection using the text, using the microphone. So right here with this question, it's 10 to the third power. What that means is it means 10 times 10 times 10, or it also equals 1,000. Students can use these features with the video. They can also use different tools if they needed to use maybe the arrow shape or anything like that. They have, again, all these tools in Seesaw. If they wanted to do another question, all they do is hit Add Page. They go back to their EduElastic. They go back to that extension. And it adds it to that second page, but they do have to click that first. And then again, they can go in and they're able to use all of these tools in Seesaw to explain how they're doing on their learning. And again, it could take it to the next level. There is a lot of research with spaced retrieval practice. And so you could have your students, take the test one day, they look over their feedback, and then another day you have them go through and really reflect and make corrections, really explain how they solved it, and make their learning visible and kind of thinking out loud using the tools in Seesaw. So that could be a great station activity. It could be a great must-do activity on your list. And again, it can just kind of help students deepen their understanding. And it can also bring back material that you might have taught at an earlier date to kind of help with that spacing retrieval practice. All right, if you need help, let me know. Be more than happy to help use this extension and this idea in your classroom.